forget that. They're like, you guys were great before Robyn came into the picture.
Right.
That's what a lot of commentary is.
Yeah.
It's like, and also Robyn was in the.
So I had seen something when I did some research about how people had suggested that Kody brought her in because he was trying to get the show. Like he thought that would be a more interesting storyline.
Oh, interesting.
But forget the show for a second. Do you remember before you guys were even in talks with the show, was Robyn coming around? And okay, so she was really there.
She was in the picture before.
So because everyone has such an opinion about Robyn, I found out. Can you just explain how it came to fruition that he was like, yeah, we're doing this. She's going to be part of this clan, whatever. And were you guys like, no? Or were you guys like, okay, I kind of like her? How did that all?
No, it was definitely a discussion. I was with Kody the first time that we met Robyn. Like we were out on a drive and we met Robyn and
Hey friends, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. It is Tuesday, June 11th, 2024. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day. Okay, we're on a little bit of a Sister Wives kick. I have a new topic to talk with you about, and it's about Meri and it's about Robyn. And I know so many of you don't really care, but I watched the podcast of Rachel Yucatel and Meri on her podcast. I was realizing after the fact that Rachel has had some kind of problematic people on her podcast. So watch the podcast with your own grain of salt. I think I saw a clip of her having Teal Swan on the podcast. And if that's true, I don't support that. But I guess if your whole podcast is about giving people a platform that are misunderstood, maybe that's why. I don't know. Anyways. Another cult person that got a platform on her podcast was Meri Brown. Now, Meri Brown usually goes live on her Instagram every week with Jen. And generally, her Instagrams with her friend Jen are very immature and extremely chaotic, and they're hard to keep track of, and Meri gets easily distracted, and it's like watching two 15-year-old girls go on live together. And Meri is 53. So to have Meri sit down on a podcast and answer questions in a professional manner and have it be more natural and not as controlled as on the TLC set and having to answer questions that she might not normally answer, it was interesting because Rachel actually went there. She talked about if the family had threesomes, if the wives could get down with one another, if there was wife on wife action, which Meri said, no, that wasn't something that they did in their family. There was a lot of questions about how the wives came into the family. There was questions about Robyn. There was questions about, Janelle and Christine's relationship, her feud with Janelle, all of these. Nothing was really off topic. It was hilarious to hear her literally ask point blank to Meri if the wives have threesomes with Kody, because I don't think anyone's ever asked that out front. Meri also in this episode revealed that Kody had a very sporadic and erratic rotation. She said she never knew when he was going to come over, and he would just show up. And if he was there, it was like she might get notice that morning that he was going to be there, and that was it. She never knew when he was going to come. She said he had a sort of fair rotation, which makes me wonder, even before Robyn, if he was playing favorites with whoever. But alas, when Robyn joined the family, there's some conflicting information here. On the show, Kody and Robyn have said that Kody already had the show before Robyn came into the family. And that because of that, she had to make some decisions on whether or not she wanted to be a part of the family, given that they were going to go public with the show. Meri says that Robyn was actually around before the show and that Kody did not bring Robyn in for ratings. I never thought that Robyn coming into the family was for ratings. I do think it was a good storyline. I also just think that Robyn could have been looking for a way into reality television. So maybe it was just she wanted to be famous. They're getting a reality show. I mean, it was a fair question. And then she went on to ask questions like this.
Well, it's dating. It's her spending time with the family, her
Okay.
and her kids, because she, had the 3 kids from her previous marriage. And that's how it was when Christine and Janelle came in the family too. It's like, yeah,
So they're
they need
courting
to
the whole
spend,
family.
yeah, they need to spend time just the 2 of them to get to know each other, but they also need to spend time all together, and that's what we all did.
Got it.
All
But
of them.
with the intention of knowing you have to be part of this family, that's part of the courting
Yeah.
process. It's not like they're going off to Vegas or Europe and leaving you all at home.
The way that she talked about bringing in Robyn, it did not sound like Meri was like, it sounded like Meri met Robyn and liked Robyn and was like friendly with Robyn, but it certainly didn't sound like Meri was like, yes, let's bring in Robyn. It sounded more like she became friends with Robyn, and then Kody again swooped in and was like, yo, you want to be my sister wife? You know what I mean? One of Robyn's friends back in 2016 said that she would go over to the house and Kody would constantly be hitting on her and asking her if she would want to be a wife. So I feel like when he says Meri's the bait, I don't know so much that she was going out intentionally trying to find women for Kody. I feel like it's like anytime Meri found someone that she liked as a friend, then Kody would then capitalize on that. And I think in the case of Robyn, I think she probably genuinely really liked Robyn as a friend, and then she thought she was going to have like this best friend relationship with Robyn. And I never understood why she was so upset when they finally got married and why she felt so rejected. And I kind of understand it now why. Because the way that she is describing it is that she and Robyn became friends first. And she thought that Robyn and her were going to remain being friends, right? Because on the show, she was like bawling about Kody getting married to Robyn. And she had mentioned how like she kind of felt rejected after they got married and how Kody and Robyn were always together. And she kind of felt like, oh, now that they've found each other, they don't need me anymore. And if Cody's always putting Meri in that position, imagine you're Meri, you make a friend, and then he's trying to date your friend. It's like every time she tries to find someone to like be close to, he's taking that away from her and not allowing her to have it. And then when they're in a relationship where they're supposed to be sister wives, they're all competing for his resources and time. So they're technically not able to really be friends because they're all dealing with Kody, who's kind of a jerk. And they're like dealing with the jealousy of like, oh, you're the new thing. He likes you more. You're getting the new stuff, and you're getting more time. And he's always at your house, that thing. I don't love Meri, by the way. She goes into this whole worthy up thing, and you can tell that she really feels like she has a lot to offer people. I also realized in this podcast how naive Meri is, how little she knows about the world, how just culty she is, I guess. Like on the show, I feel like maybe they hide a little bit of that cultiness where that's like, that they're sheltered, but you don't really know how much they're sheltered, if that makes sense. So here it sounds like she meets Robyn, Robyn becomes her friend, and then Cody's like, whoop, let's be lovers. And then Robyn agrees to join the family, right? Robyn agrees, and Robyn's going to do this, right? And then she can't maintain being a sister wife because she wants Kody all to herself. But Meri didn't say that. No, she's going to get into where the relations are at now.
That's amazing. Okay, so what is your relationship with the women now?
So when I see them, we have cordial conversations. But I don't seek them out. I feel like we had a lot of time to be able to do that.
Yeah.
And, in the past little bit over a year, since I've separated myself, Kody and I have separated and like we're done. I have a lot of things that I'm working on myself. And I think it's really, really important to be surrounded by the people that really encourage that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And it's hard to get to that place.
Yeah.
Is it?
We already know that Meri's relationship with Christine and Janelle has been strained for years, and they haven't really had much of a relationship. So it's not surprising to me that she said, well, if I see them, I'll be cordial and we'll be like pleasant to each other, but I'm not seeking them out. But I think it's interesting when she was talking about how she's like in this certain place in her life right now, and they've had a lot of time, and she's had about a year separated now from the family, and that she needs people in her life that are going to help encourage her on the path that she wants to take, whether it's for business, for healing, for doing things for herself. she doesn't want to have someone in her life guilting her to stay with Kody or whatever, Robyn. And I started to think about something. Janelle and Christine were never super close. And Meri even says that in this interview. Like, they got close after Kody split with the two of them, or after they left Kody is when they really got friendly. And they have a good relationship now, and she's glad for that. I don't know. I think Robyn would have preferred to be able to keep a relationship with Meri, but I think Meri walking out of the cult, not wanting to be a part of polygamy anymore, not wanting to have the chains of someone trying to always draw you back in and keep you hanging on and dangling a carrot and stringing you along, wouldn't want to have a friend that won't encourage her to do whatever she wants. Now, on the flip side, because she lacks the boundaries and she's never had the freedom to make her own choices, she could easily be starting to surround herself with yes people that won't tell her no. Like, there's some times in your life you need a friend that's like, whoa, girl, that's not a good idea, right? Like, don't start your own worthy up cult. Like, she tells Rachel in the same interview that she's starting a movement, y'all. I understand where she's coming from with the worthy up thing, because she feels like she hasn't been able to have any worth, and she was told her whole life like she needed to not have the emotions she was having, and she didn't feel worthy for a long time. But I think she's overestimating that so many people feel like her, and I think she's overestimating that people don't understand what worthy is. She's just learning what worthy is. She's just learning what self-esteem is. But she's coming out of a cult where she wasn't allowed to have feelings. The average folk like you and me, we already know what self-esteem is, and we know if we have poor self-esteem, and we know if we are struggling, we are allowed to express our feelings. She was not. So I think getting advice from someone that's just learning about feelings would be challenging, but I digress. She wants to be surrounded by people that will encourage her. And I feel like that's kind of an indication of why she doesn't want to have a relationship with Robyn, because Robyn is not the kind of friend that would ever encourage her. Robyn was always the friend that was trying to get her to not do things for herself. Robyn was like, no, don't go to school. I want you to help me on my sister wives closet. No, don't go to school and try to better yourself. You don't want to be a part of my family. No, don't do this business because it's going to take you away from me. Don't leave Kody because you're going to then ruin my big picture. Like, she was making Meri stay in a relationship and guilting Meri to stay in a relationship and playing on the fact that Meri was very loyal to Kody, and knowing that because Meri valued loyalty, she was stringing Meri along for Kody. And maybe Robyn didn't want to be alone with Kody, but now she's monogamous with Kody and everything's fine, I guess. But I feel like that's more of an indictment on Robyn of like, I don't want to be surrounded by people that don't support me. And I don't think Robyn supports anyone but Robyn. I mean, that's just me. Robyn doesn't seem to have empathy for anyone but herself. And I don't even know if she has that much empathy for herself. Robyn doesn't seem to have empathy for her kids, or that she'd let them move out. Just saying. So she wants friends that will encourage her, that will support her and not guilt her. Okay, Robyn, did you hear that?
What is that like, though, having these people in your life for so long and knowing that they're not the ones that you can call and talk about what's going on today? Does that hurt, or are you like, no,
I'm okay with
compartmentalize
it.
this? You're okay.
I'm okay with it. It's taken me a little bit to realize, just come to the understanding that it's okay. Sometimes people are just in your life for a season,
Yeah.
and it's okay to let things go if the relationship is not reciprocal and it's not building me up or building them up. It's okay to not force it.
Right.
And that that goes for him, that goes for any of my sister wives, that goes for anybody in my life.
Right.
Like, it's taken me a minute to realize that that's okay.
Right.
I think for a lot of years I was like, wait a second, we're family. We need to really stick together.
You're loyal to a fault.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah. But
Years ago on Sister Wives, Kody made necklaces for the wives, and he said that Meri was really loyal. And Kody also used to say that he valued loyalty over everything else in a wife. And as long as a woman was loyal, he could love them. And loyalty was more important to him than love. And respect was more important to him than love. And Meri was fighting for the family for years, and she was loyal to him, and she was loyal to the family, and she was loyal to everything in their lives. And Kody doesn't care about loyalty. because if he cared about loyalty, he wouldn't have thrown Meri away. If he cared about loyalty, he would have nurtured that relationship and valued what she contributed to the family. Kody just says whatever he says, and he thinks that Robyn is loyal, so that's his new attribute that's important to him, is loyalty. And Meri stayed way too long, and they played on her loyalty, both Robyn and Kody. And when she says that if a relationship is not reciprocal, I'm not going to work on it. I'm okay with that. I don't need to have a relationship with it. And it reminded me about how she sat down with Robyn last season, and was basically like, you know, if you want to have a relationship with me, you actually have to try, right? Like, she said that she had gone like a year or something, or months, and barely heard from Robyn, like 2 text messages or whatever it was. Robyn seemed to do the appearance, right? She would go on the show to make the appearance that she cared and wanted to have a relationship, or else Kody was so monopolizing of Robyn's time that he didn't want Robyn to speak to Meri. Maybe he feared that if she had too much of a relationship with Meri, Meri would try to draw her away from Kody. So in a way, Kody would like get upset about them being jealous about having to share him. But then at the same time, he's jealous of them establishing relationships, because he feels like if they establish relationships, they can team up against him, or they can compare notes and see what's the truth. He can't gaslight them if they're all on the same team. It was easier to keep them separated. And so I think Robyn was okay being separated. And I think she played the role of, I'm on television and this is the only woman that will film with me. And now Meri, in a way, might have to like realize this relationship wasn't what I thought it was. And she asks Meri if she thinks that Robyn's feelings of crying and devastation were real.
And Robyn looked like she was so broken in this last season, I guess, every time somebody else would drop off or leave. And I guess my question is she seemed so brokenhearted that it was all ending. Was that real? I mean, it seemed real, but I have no idea.
I think it was real.
Yeah. So she really wanted that
I
closeness.
think so.
Even though they seem like they're in a monogamous relationship or whatever, just the two of them.
They are.
Oh, they are. Okay.
Cody and Robyn?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But does that mean that they will never add another person to it? Or that just means for the moment they're monogamous?
Oh, I highly doubt they will. I would be shocked. No, he's not getting. No, I've heard him say it. No.
Wow. Okay.
I highly doubt that would ever happen. I think they are very happy together. And
so that was a moment where I feel like Meri's, like what Rachel was saying, just like flew over Meri's head, because she's like, were those feelings real? Was she so brokenhearted? Because it seems like, why would she be so brokenhearted if she and Kody are already like in this monogamous relationship? Is this really what she wanted? And Meri's like, oh, they are in a monogamous relationship. Like answering in the present. I don't know if Meri at the time knew they were in a monogamous relationship. Well, she had to have known that they were in a monogamous relationship then. But it's hard for me to like wrap my head around that Robyn would be devastated about this ending, but then be happy to be in a monogamous relationship with Kody and then stay with him after saying for years that she would never stay with him if she didn't have Meri, which then makes me feel like she was lying to Meri that whole time to keep Meri there. So was she just like sad that Meri was leaving and she couldn't control that Meri was leaving? Was she sad that the dream of being a sister wife without any competition was over? Because she was like in the perfect position with Meri, right? Kody never went over to her house. She didn't have to share resources with Meri. Meri doesn't have any other kids. I mean, Meri's child is an adult. She didn't have to like share the bedroom. It was only her and Kody. He wasn't doing it with anyone else, or maybe he was with Janelle. I don't know. So there's times in this interview, like I think Meri just was like, whoop. But was Robyn sad because Meri left, or was she mad because Meri's money left? Was she sad because their dream was over, because they couldn't exploit people? Does Robyn still even believe in this? I mean, Meri's adamant that Kody and Robyn will never take another wife. Like, they will literally never take another wife. They're fine, just the two of them. Which is so weird because, like, when you read tabloids, they're always like, our relationship is so hard. I wonder if people from the outside looking in make it like put on romantic glasses with Robyn and Kody, believing that they are the perfect couple, not realizing that Kody is going to be a narcissist with whoever he's with, whether it's Robyn, whether it's Christine, whether it's Janelle. Like, he's a narcissist, is a narcissist, is a narcissist. He'll eventually get bored, or else she'll get bored. I can't see them being together in the long run. Like when she said they're just going to be together for the rest of their lives, I can't. I don't see it. I do not see it at all. Not one bit. But that's just my opinion. But it is clear that Meri does not want to have a relationship with Robyn. She wants people that are around her that will encourage her, that will like be there for her. And she's good. But Robyn, no more. What are your thoughts about that? Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Make sure to leave a comment about it. Make sure to click that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed. And thank you so much for watching. Bye, guys.